Alberta isn't just about oil rigs and open land. Behind the scenes, a small group of families control billions in energy, real estate, finance, and agriculture, shaping Canada's economy without ever seeking the spotlight. In this video, we break down the 10 richest families in Alberta and reveal how these dynasties built their fortunes, how much power they really hold, and why their influence stretches far beyond provincial borders. Some of these names are famous. Others have worked hard to stay invisible. From oil empires and private ranches to boardroom control and political leverage, this is the side of Alberta most people never see. Watch until the end to find out which family sits at the very top and why their wealth could continue growing for generations. Subscribe for more deep dives into hidden wealth, old money dynasties, and the people who quietly run the world. Before we continue, please do take out a second to hit the like and hype button. This helps us gain visibility. Kicking off our definitive list, beginning our countdown at the number 10 position, is a family whose very name has become synonymous with progress and community building in the city of Medicine Hat. We are speaking of the Ewell family, a multi-generational force of entrepreneurship, led today by its patriarch, Bill Ewell. Now, while a precise publicly listed net worth for the family is not available for scrutiny, the family's deep-rooted and extensive history in the province, their highly diversified and successful business interests, and their major transformative philanthropic work all combine to firmly and indisputably place them among Alberta's most influential and significant financial players. The story of the Ewell family is not a recent one. It is, in fact, a multi-generational epic, a saga of Albertan entrepreneurship that stretches back over a century. It all started in the 1880s, a foundational period in the province's history. It was then that Bill's grandfather, a contractor working for the iconic Canadian Pacific Railway, demonstrated a keen and opportunistic eye. He saw immense and untapped potential in the Medicine Hat area. With remarkable foresight, he noticed two key local resources: an abundance of high-quality clay and the availability of cheap natural gas. Seizing this opportunity, he founded a company called Alberta Clay Products, an enterprise that would grow to become a cornerstone of the region's infamous pottery industry. That initial entrepreneurial spark, that ability to see and act on potential, was not lost. It was passed down to Bill's father, who took the family's business acumen and expanded it into the burgeoning world of media, launching successful radio and television stations and establishing the family in a new and influential domain. Bill Ewell did not just inherit this impressive legacy, he took it and amplified it on a scale his predecessors might have found astonishing. In the early 1960s, at the remarkably young age of just 25, he was entrusted with a significant responsibility. He was tasked with managing the family's new and unproven venture into cable television. His journey in this new industry began with the most humble of efforts. He started by going door to door, personally signing up the first subscribers to the service. It was a truly humble beginning for what would eventually grow into the powerhouse known as Monarch Cable Systems. Demonstrating his own unique vision, Bill took full ownership of the company in 1972. With what can only be described as incredible foresight into the future of media, he expanded the business to encompass an incredible 38 cable systems spread across the entirety of Western Canada. Then, at the perfect moment, he strategically sold these valuable assets to emerging industry giants like Shaw Communications, securing the family's fortune for another generation. Today, the family's holding company, a private investment firm known as the Monarch Corporation, has a diverse portfolio with divisions in transportation, real estate, and many other sectors. Beyond the world of business and investment, Bill Ewell also cultivated a deep and abiding passion for the world of sports. Since the year 1977, his company has held ownership stakes in numerous sports franchises, a portfolio that currently includes the Everett Silvertips, a team in the prestigious Western Hockey League. But the family's guiding philosophy clearly extends far beyond the simple pursuit of profit. The Ewell Family Foundation has emerged as a major and transformative philanthropic force in their community. This commitment to giving back was powerfully marked by a significant donation of $2 million. A gift that was instrumental in helping to create the Marjorie Ewell Cancer Center in Medicine Hat. This incredible facility stands today as a moving and lasting tribute to Bill's own mother, the testament to a family ethos where success is inextricably linked with community responsibility. Now, at the number 9 position on our list, we have a family whose precise, quantifiable net worth remains one of Alberta's most carefully guarded secrets. Yet, their philanthropic footprint is so vast, so immense, and so undeniably transformative that it leaves absolutely no doubt about the incredible scale of their wealth. We are speaking of the Taylor family, led by the patriarch and matriarch, Don and Ruth Taylor. You will search in vain to find their names on most of the public billionaire lists that circulate in the financial press. However, their actions speak far louder than any published number. Their transformative and strategic giving, which in total now exceeds the staggering sum of $200 million, speaks for itself, painting a vivid picture of immense financial capacity. The origins of the Taylor family fortune can be traced back to a single brilliant engineering mind, a mind that was shaped and hardened by significant personal hardship. Don Taylor grew up in what he has described as a low-income environment, right in the city of Calgary. This difficult start came after his father tragically lost the family farm during the economic devastation of the Great Depression. This formative experience, this early brush with financial insecurity, instilled in him a powerful and unwavering drive to one day be his own boss, to control his own destiny. After dedicating himself to his education and earning a master's degree in engineering, he applied his keenly analytical mind to the world around him and spotted a critical gap in the market. He realized that the HVAC heating, ventilation, and air conditioning industry fundamentally lacked custom-designed equipment tailored to specific needs. So, in the year 1966, he took a monumental risk. He made the courageous decision to leave a stable, secure job and take on the role of president at a then-struggling manufacturing business called Engineered Air. Possessing no formal business training, Don Taylor had to rely on something more elemental, his gut instinct and his profound and unparalleled engineering prowess, to turn the struggling company around. As history would show, his instincts were absolutely flawless. Under his decades of meticulous leadership, Engineered Air achieved something almost unheard of in the manufacturing sector. It never had a single unprofitable quarter. It grew steadily and surely from a local Calgary business into a dominant global leader in the highly competitive HVAC industry, a company boasting hundreds of millions of dollars in annual sales. But Don Taylor's ambition did not end there. He astutely used the resources and cash flow generated by the success of Engineered Air to launch a series of other highly successful ventures, including a prosperous oil and gas company and a significant real estate organization, further diversifying and expanding the family's wealth. However, it is truly in the realm of philanthropy that the Taylor family's influence is most visible and most deeply felt by the public. The Taylor Family Foundation has strategically gifted more than $200 million to a wide array of local non-profit organizations, demonstrating a profound and consistent focus on three key pillars: education, the arts, and healthcare. Their unwavering commitment to the University of Calgary has become the stuff of local legend, with their cumulative donations to that single institution now exceeding an incredible $100 million. These donations have included landmark institution-shaping gifts that created the state-of-the-art Taylor Family Digital Library and the innovative Taylor Institute for Teaching and Learning. In another stunning act of generosity, a remarkable $21 million donation to Mount Royal University was used to create the beautiful Taylor Center for the Performing Arts, a hub for culture in the city. For Don and Ruth Taylor, it is abundantly clear that wealth is not an end in itself. It is a powerful tool to be wielded for the explicit purpose of building a lasting and vibrant community legacy. Coming in at the number 8 position on our countdown is Cal Wenzel, the founder and driving force behind the ubiquitous Shane Homes. Much like some others we have already encountered on our list, his specific ranking is defined much more by his monumental and undeniable community impact than it is by a publicly declared or easily verifiable net worth. While the specifics of his personal fortune remain a private affair, his long and well-documented history of extraordinary giving, combined with the sheer overwhelming scale of his home-building business combined, to make him one of Calgary's most powerful and widely recognized figures. The story of Cal Wenzel is a classic, inspirational tale of working one's way up from the very bottom, a narrative of grit and determination. His family, he has noted, couldn't afford to send him to university, a path that was not open to him, so he immediately entered the workforce, taking on various roles and eventually mastering the arts of sales and marketing at a Calgary-based trailer company. It was there that he learned the fundamentals of business. Then, in the year 1979, Armed with that invaluable hands-on experience and what has been described as an unstoppable and relentless work ethic, he took a leap of faith and founded Shane Homes. Over the course of the next 4 decades, through booms and busts, he meticulously built that company into one of the city's most prolific, successful, and recognizable homebuilders. In doing so, Cal Wenzel's name became a household name, synonymous with the growth and expansion of Calgary itself. His staggering success in the world of business is matched and perhaps even surpassed by his unwavering dedication to the principles of philanthropy. Cal Wenzel is widely and deservedly regarded as one of Calgary's most generous and compassionate citizens. This reputation was recently highlighted in a spectacular fashion by a massive $60 million gift to the University of Calgary's Cummings School of Medicine, a donation specifically targeted to advance the cutting-edge field of precision health. But his giving is not limited to a single cause. The Cal Wenzel Family Foundation has championed a remarkably diverse and wide-ranging portfolio of causes. They have provided critical funding for vital medical research into liver disease, arthritis, and thyroid cancer, tackling some of our most difficult health challenges. At the same time, the foundation has provided essential support to frontline charities that serve the city's most vulnerable populations. Organizations like the Salvation Army, the Mustard Seed, and the Calgary Drop-In Center. Cal Wenzel's life story powerfully demonstrates a deep and abiding belief that the success born from the act of building a city should be reinvested directly and generously into the health and well-being of its citizens. At the number 7 position on our list, we find a family whose ambition is every bit as massive, as audacious, and as structurally impressive as the colossal buildings they are famous for constructing. We are speaking of the family, the celebrated and sometimes controversial masterminds behind North America's very largest shopping malls. The precise net worth of this family is a subject of constant and often heated debate within financial circles. It is true that the recent global pandemic, coupled with significant debt issues related to their ambitious American Dream Mall project, have reportedly caused their overall wealth to dip from previous highs. However, even with these challenges, the most recent and credible estimates still place their collective fortune somewhere in the range of a staggering $2 billion. The Jamaisian family's story is a true, almost cinematic, rags to riches saga. The family, who are of Iranian Jewish origin, made the life-altering decision to move to Canada in the 1960s. Their journey eventually led them to settle in Edmonton in the year 1964. The patriarch of the family, Jacob Jamaisian, had already proven his business acumen in his homeland, building a successful and prosperous business that involved importing and selling exquisite Persian rugs. Upon arriving in Edmonton, his 4 sons, who inherited his entrepreneurial spirit, astutely pivoted the family's focus away from rugs and toward the world of real estate. After executing a particularly lucrative and profitable land deal, they collectively set their sights on a far grander, more spectacular and world-changing vision. What they did next was nothing short of revolutionary. They effectively pioneered the now familiar concept of the mega mall, but with a crucial twist. They envisioned it not just as a place to shop, but as a complete and immersive entertainment complex, a destination in its own right. Their crowning achievement in their home province of Alberta, the magnificent 5.3 million square foot West Edmonton Mall, first opened its doors in 1981, and to this day it remains a global icon of retail and entertainment. It was never just a mall. It was conceived and built as an indoor city, a self-contained world, complete with its own amusement park, its own sprawling water park, and its own integrated hotel. They would later replicate this grand vision with the equally famous Mall of America in Minnesota, and most recently, and most challengingly, with the American Dream Mall located in New Jersey. But it must be said that their journey has been something of a roller coaster, a ride marked by incredible highs and daunting lows. The family has faced, and continues to face, significant and well-publicized financial challenges. These challenges notably include the immense task of managing billions of dollars in debt that is directly tied to the colossal American Dream project. Yet through it all, the Homesians have always remained audacious, consistently betting big on their singular vision of what they call internet-proof, experiential retail, the idea that people will always crave real-world entertainment and experiences that cannot be replicated online. Through their primary holding company, the 555 Group, their business interests are now incredibly diverse and span the globe. They have holdings in tourism, in banking, and in natural resource development, making them a powerful, influential, and, at times, controversial force in every single region they choose to touch. Coming in now at the number 6 spot on our list is a man who truly embodied the quintessential Alberta story, a narrative that has defined the province for generations. His life was a journey of turning oilfield grit and hands-on determination into a billion-dollar fortune, and then, in a remarkable second act, transforming that monetary fortune into a powerful and lasting philanthropic legacy. We are speaking of David Verkland, who passed away recently, leaving behind an incredible story of success and generosity. At the time of his passing, his estimated net worth was approximately $143 billion. David Verkland's journey did not begin in a polished boardroom or a university lecture hall. It started on a farm with roots deep in the soil of the prairies. After a period spent working for an oil company, where he learned the ins and outs of the industry from the ground up, he decided to take the great entrepreneurial leap. In the year 1979, he founded a company called Concord Well Servicing, starting his business with nothing more than a single service rig. Through what can only be described as relentless hard work and a constant drive for innovation, Concord grew and grew, eventually becoming the third largest well-serviced company in the entire nation of Canada. One of his key and most significant breakthroughs was his role in pioneering the gravity compression system, a groundbreaking technology that fundamentally revolutionized efficiency and safety out in the field. The incredible culmination of all his years of hard work came in the year 2008, when he sold his company, the one he had started with a single rig, for a truly staggering sum of $1.7 billion. After the sale of his company, David Verkland pivoted to the world of philanthropy with the very same energy, focus, and passion that he had previously applied to his business endeavors. He and his wife, Susan, together became major benefactors to a wide range of causes, making headlines across the country with a record-breaking donation of $75 million to Calgary's Arts Commons. As a result of this monumental gift, that major cultural institution will be renamed the Verkland Centre in the year 2025. But perhaps his most transformative and deeply personal gift came in the field of education. In what was a landmark move for the province, he gave an incredible $25 million to the University of Calgary's Faculty of Education. In a show of immense gratitude, the university gratefully renamed the entire faculty the Verkland School of Education. In his honor, David Verkland's life serves as a powerful and inspiring testament to the enduring power of the Albertan dream. We have now reached the halfway point of our in-depth countdown, and the stories we have encountered so far have been nothing short of remarkable. From media empires built on door-to-door salesmanship to vast fortunes generated by oilfield innovations, we are beginning to see a clear and compelling picture of how these immense fortunes were quite literally built from the ground up. And just as importantly, we are seeing in vivid detail how these same fortunes continue to shape the very province that we all live in today, funding our institutions and defining our public spaces. If you are finding this deep dive, this exclusive look into the very private world of Alberta's ultra-wealthy, is fascinating and as compelling as we do, then we would ask you to consider taking a moment to go ahead and hit that like button. It truly helps our channel. And if you have not yet done so, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and, crucially, that you turn on all notifications. By doing so, you will guarantee that you do not miss the highly anticipated second half of our list. I can assure you, the names get even more recognizable, and the numbers get even bigger from here. Now, let's get right back to the countdown. Now, as we enter the exclusive top 5 of our list, we encounter a dynasty that was forged in the very heart of Alberta's legendary oil patch. We are talking about the Riddle family. Following the sad passing of the family's patriarch, Clay Riddle, back in 2018, the family's collective net worth is now estimated to be somewhere in the wide range of $1.2 billion to $1.62 billion. This is a fortune that was built squarely on the foundation of high-stakes, high-risk oil and gas exploration. Clay Riddle, who was the son of a humble mailman, began his own career, not as a titan of industry, but as a working geologist back in the 1960s. He spent years learning the science of the land before he co-founded his signature company, Paramount Resources, in the year 1978. This Calgary-based company would go on to become the absolute bedrock of his vast and sprawling empire. Under Riddle's astute and visionary leadership, Paramount Resources grew and expanded to become one of Canada's largest and most successful independent oil and gas producers. His particular genius was not just in the difficult art of finding resources buried deep beneath the earth, but also in the way he strategically and brilliantly structured his business. He masterfully spun out numerous other successful companies from the original Paramount, but he cleverly retained significant stakes in each of them. This strategy allowed him to create a highly diversified and remarkably resilient web of energy assets that could weather the industry's notorious booms and busts. At his absolute peak, before the major oil price downturn of the last decade, his personal net worth was estimated to be much higher than it was at the end of his life. A core and defining part of the Riddle family legacy was Clay Riddle's explicit commitment to keeping the business in the family. In a carefully planned transition, Clay Riddle passed the control of his vast and complex business interests down to the next generation, ensuring his life's work would continue under his family's stewardship. Today, his son, Jim Riddle, serves as the Chief Executive Officer of Trilogy Energy, one of the key companies in the family portfolio. At the same time, his daughter Sue Riddle, Rose, holds the position of Chief Executive Officer at Perpetual Energy, another major player in the energy sector. This continuation of family leadership at the highest level ensures that the Riddle name continues to be a powerful and dominant force in Canada's ever-important energy sector. Beyond the confines of the boardroom, the Riddle family has also made truly significant and lasting contributions to their community. In the year 2013, they made a remarkable donation of $15 million to the Alberta Children's Hospital, a gift that has had a profound impact on pediatric care in the province. Clay Riddle also made a very generous $10 million endowment to his own alma mater, the University of Manitoba, giving back to the institution that helped start his career. His sharp business acumen was matched by an equally deep passion for his adopted city of Calgary, a passion that he showed tangibly as one of the co-owners of the city's beloved NHL team, the Calgary Flames. Now, at the number 4 position, we find one of the most powerful, most influential, and most well-connected businessmen in the entire country of Canada. We are talking about a financier with a significant hand in everything from the vast oil sands of northern Alberta to the world of professional hockey, the one and only N. Murray Edwards. His net worth is notoriously a moving target, a figure that fluctuates dramatically with the volatile price of oil. However, recent estimates for the years 2025 and 2026 place his fortune in a range that spans from a low of $1.6 billion to a high of as much as $3.4 billion. This incredible range solidifies his position, without any doubt, as one of Alberta's wealthiest, most formidable individuals. Born in the neighboring province of Saskatchewan, Murray Edwards pursued an education in law and earned a law degree, but he quickly pivoted his career path toward the world of high finance. At the young age of 28, inspired by a solemn promise he made to a dying friend that he would always pursue his passions, he and his partners launched their own merchant bank. Their very first venture together was a high-risk $1 million gamble on a natural gas well. That well came up dry, a complete failure. Yet, undeterred by this initial and costly setback, Edwards immediately shifted his strategy. He moved away from the risky business of pure exploration and instead focused on a new approach, acquiring existing, producing energy assets. This strategic move, this focus on acquiring proven resources, would become his signature hallmark and the key to his immense success. His absolute masterstroke, the move that would define his career, was his deep and early involvement with a company known as Canadian Natural Resources Limited, or C. Serving as the company's chairman, he was instrumental in helping to build it from a relatively small player into one of the largest independent oil and natural gas producers in the entire world. His strategy was heavily focused on developing Alberta's vast oil sands resources. A key part of that strategy often involved making bold, counter-cyclical acquisitions during industry downturns, buying up assets when others were forced to sell. His incredible influence, however, extends far beyond just CNRL. He is also a major shareholder in other significant Canadian companies, including Magellan Aerospace and Ensign Energy Services, giving him a diversified portfolio of industrial power. Mr. Edwards' influence is not just economic, it is deeply and intricately woven into the very cultural fabric of Alberta. He is a prominent and highly visible co-owner of the Calgary Flames NHL hockey team, a role that makes him a public figure in the city. He is also widely known for being a trusted policy advisor to multiple Canadian prime ministers, demonstrating an influence that reaches the highest levels of government. Through his family foundation, he has also quietly donated millions upon millions of dollars to a wide range of causes, with a particular focus on supporting education, advancing healthcare, and enriching the arts. Now we are cracking the top 3, and at this spot we find a family whose name is utterly synonymous with infrastructure and with a quiet, steadfast and pervasive power that has been shaping the province of Alberta for well over 75 years.